Hi! I have my friend again.
Yes. We don't want her to feel lonely.
No, I definitely do not feel lonely.
It's giving you a little love.
It is.
Love taps.
I wonder.
There, right?
I wonder if I'm gonna hit my head on it like donk.
That would take some effort.
I mean, not really.
Don't lean forward.
Don't lean forward. Yeah, look there.
And look down at the same time. Yes, that would be bad. Let's not do that.
Oh.
So yeah, we've got 3 cameras going today, which is why we've got the additional one over here.
4.
So, well, 4 actually.
Yeah, 5.
5 if we count mine.
Yeah.
So we got lots going on today.
Super high tech today.
We are that means something's gonna not work.
We have come so far.
Just warning everybody. There's way too many things trying to happen here to have them all work and
nothing
not
wrong.
go wrong.
Yes.
So hopefully, fingers crossed for us that we'll make it through.
We don't throw any cameras on the ground.
That nothing will hit the floor or any of those wonderful problems. So yeah, I think we have a plan though.
We have a plan.
Whether it will
which is
follow through.
Scary, right?
In and of itself, that's a problem sometimes.
Yeah.
But,
So did you do anything fun this weekend?
I sewed.
Did you sew? What'd you sew?
I sewed
Cup of cheer. Yeah.
Yeah. I have all of the blocks done.
Yay! I know you were trimming some today.
I'm trimming, so that's quite a process by itself.
It's a lot of blocks.
So I have all of the embroidered blocks finished. I have all of the filler blocks stitched and quilted, and I have probably about half of the embellishments done. So I mean, I made really good progress this weekend. It was really nice. Everybody left, so I was alone. Bye-bye. And they all went, and I went upstairs and did my thing, and it was very nice. So
yeah, awesome.
I actually felt like I got somewhere for a change instead of I got one block done.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I stitched. I'm doing that other quilt that eventually there'll be a sample here if I can ever get the pieces sewn together. But it's all half square triangles, and you have to sew them and then trim all of them because they're not the right size. So it's just
that's kind of where I'm like, okay, I finally got them all done, and now I have to play with all of them again.
Yeah,
because they all have to be trimmed and.
Yep. So
I thank you for pointing out that number, Connie. I was really trying not to know that.
But we're going to start our cup of cheer. It's not an actual sew along, but we are going to.
We're going to start at the beginning, literally start at the beginning and talk about what I did, what I found that worked really well for me, and then some basic suggestions, which I think are great no matter what quilt you're doing. But.
Yep. We'll have a cheat sheet for cutting your fusible backing, like the interfacing and your batting pieces as well.
Yep.
So
and that will be tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, and we're going to do the next couple Wednesdays at 10.
It's not going to be a one.
Yeah, not
it's not
sure
going to be a one-stop shop there.
How many yet? But we'll just keep going until we get through.
Until you guys are done either with your questions or we're done with.
Our talks.
With our talk. So whichever comes first.
Yeah, but we're going to have some, do that at 10 tomorrow. So that'll be fun.
So that'll be good. There's nothing that is like super hard. But there are some involved blocks, which are a little, it can feel overwhelming. So that's the goal, is so that we don't make it. We make it so that it's not overwhelming and that anybody can feel comfortable and
breaking it down into smaller pieces.
Break it down
instead of 88 pages of where do I start? Right? There's a lot of pictures. I think for me, like it's got to be one or the other. So either give me pictures or give me words, but.
All of the
both pictures and words, my brain doesn't know what to skip, and it can't do both.
I'm okay with the both, just because I read everything and then I was like, okay, so am I in the right spot? And then I could see, okay, stop color number 7, and you can look at the photo to match and so on. But it is definitely one of the more involved pieces that I've ever taken part of.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, I've done complicated quilts before, but looking at that, I'm like, what do I look at? So
yeah, and there's parts. So the first couple of pages, they did it really nice in that you start off easy, right? So you get the easy ones done, and then you're like, oh, there's 4 hoopings for this one block. Okay, no, there's not that bad, but it kind of felt that way by the time I got done with the last.
Some of those,
yeah, you know, because even the house blocks, which
yeah, there's a lot of steps.
Some of them you have to make a pocket first, or you have to make the door first, or sometimes you have to do both, and it's like.
You need to read and look at the pictures.
You do. You really, really do. So even just talking about it, it sounds like it's really hard. It's not. It's just a lot of steps. So we're going to, like we said, break that down for you guys and
smaller steps.
Make them smaller. So.
Yes. So you two pre-prep all of your fabrics first. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep. Most definitely. Otherwise, you will regret it later. So, but we'll talk about that tomorrow morning. So what did you do this week?
I did a little bit of sewing and just a little bit of, like, I was going through some of my planner stuff, trying to, like, beat it back a little bit. You know, we've certainly collected our fair share of, I was trying to get, like, all of the blank pages, like, in a giant place instead of in a bunch of little places. And so I basically just farted around, really. Nothing super. And trimmed a few blocks, sewed a few blocks. Okay, I'm bored with this. Let's condense some pages, trim a few blocks. That's basically what I did. Fought with the cat and her eardrops.
Yeah,
I was here yesterday, so I have.
You have messed me so up. I'm like, what is today?
I know.
You noticed we didn't start going. It's Tuesday.
Because
I don't even know what day it is because she was here yesterday, and I was like, what is today?
I know.
I woke up and then I was like, and what is today?
I know. We're driving in, and Dave's like, what is wrong? I'm like, I feel.
It's wrong. It's just wrong.
I worked yesterday. Everything just seems wrong now.
Yep. So hi, Dad. Hi, everybody.
Yeah. So should we just get on?
Let's just get into it because
this
is not, again, this isn't that it's hard.
No.
What we're going to do today is show everybody that app feature that is available. So either the My Design Snap or the
IQ Intuition Positioning app.
So that one. So we're going to talk about how those work and show you exactly what steps to take. So this is intended, it was originally brought out for those machines that don't have a camera built in, but have the function of a camera. So those little things in there. So how do you get the picture where you want it? How do you take the picture? How do you set up your device, whatever it is, right? How do you tell it where to go?
Because we like show you.
We like telling people where to go, right? I mean, things are, wait, what? That didn't come out right. But you know what I mean. So, I've got my iPad over here, and we're going to kind of walk through that. So we currently are sitting in front of a Brother Stellaire XJ1.
Yes.
So this is the equivalent of the Babylock Altair. The XE1, which is the embroidery only version of this machine, is the equivalent of the Babylock Meridian. And all of those would be using this
app,
these features and whatnot. And if you haven't been using it, you've got so many things that you don't even know you can do.
Yes.
Because it really is great. And it's funny, even when we have machines that have cameras in them, people forget to use them.
Yes.
So we're going to show you how simple this is and hopefully make it look simple.
Yes.
And show you guys how to make this all work.
Right.
So
with technology, we sometimes there is a little bit of a snafu, but hopefully this goes.
Hopefully everything, we've got cameras in all the right places so you can see everything that's going to happen as it's going through. So we'll be able to bounce around and show you those different things. So the idea behind why this happened and why didn't they just put the camera in the machine? So the thought process is that they didn't ask us, number one. Number two, the thought was, no, right?
I feel like every week we're like, they didn't ask us.
They just didn't. But really the apps and the phones and the cameras and all of that in our phones and iPads and devices in general
they don't last indefinitely.
They don't, but we're constantly buying new ones. So the one that is in your device is most likely of a higher technology than the one that they would have installed in the machine. So the thought process was, hey, you'll have a more up-to-date camera taking a better photo, so on and so forth. So you'll get better clarity. So that was kind of the thought behind it. And it works wonderfully. It's just a matter of getting all of those steps out.
And if you don't have a machine like this, but you are thinking about it, you know, we should just plug it. We still have a sale going on, and
Sure do.
we know that there's going to be new stuff coming out. And whenever there's a new top of the line machine coming out, it's not a replacement. Our understanding is it's a Luminaire 3.
It's a Luminaire 3, so
Solaris
it's an upgraded
3.
version of our current top of the line.
Yes, we know nothing else besides that. But whenever there's something new at the top, we do get the medium, the machines right below it. They do come back in for trade-in because people decide they want new ones. So
yep, I want to bump up to that big guy, and so there are probably a lot of people that have this size machine that might be bumping up.
Yep.
So it's very possible that we'll have some used. Previously loved
Yes.
machines that you could take home with all of these wonderful
absolutely.
features.
So if you don't own it and you want to, you'll see how easy it is. And if you do own it and you're not using it, you'll see how easy it is.
There you go.
Right?
Just what she said. Yep.
All right.
So I'm going to hop up.
Switch over to this camera here. And
so this is my iPad.
yeah.
So this is what the app looks like basically when you open it up. So the first time that you open it, it will ask you to calibrate it basically. So this is included in the machines and with the paperwork. So you do have one of these that's printed out for you, but if you have lost that or you got a new device and you need to redo the app and don't have that piece of paper anymore, they've added a little thing. Have you lost your paper? Click here. So you can literally click and it will give you the place to print that out right within the app when you're setting that all up. So super simple, and you only have to do that once. So once that is there, you're good to go. All right, so we have a couple different options here. We've got the embroidery. Oh, I've got thread too. Look at that. Or we have the design center features that you can use in the app. So we're going to start with this guy here. And basically this is just like if you had a camera on the machine, it would be taking a picture of what's in your hoop.
Yep.
So let's walk through that.
We have a hoop.
We have a hoop. There is my hoop. And it is a 4x4, so we kept it small so that it would fit underneath the camera. Of course, you can do the same thing with any of the pieces with the stickers.
Yep. Just you have to have a hoop with your stickers in order for your app to find the hoop. So that's important. Just make sure you're using a hoop with stickers.
So you do want to be standing with your hoop connection point on the left. You don't want to have it turned.
No.
So you want to make sure that you're standing. So I'm literally standing not where I'm usually sitting and cutting. I've moved around so that we can fit all this into the camera. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to push that I want to take a picture. And it tells me what to do. So I don't have to remember. It's super easy. I just want to hold my device parallel to the embroidery frame. So you can see the frame that's underneath in there. And is that better?
I think they get the picture.
All right.
Yeah.
So you can turn that little message off. I leave it on when I'm doing stuff so I can show you guys how this all works.
Yep.
But you would probably want to tell it, don't display that again after once or twice.
Yep.
So when I hit OK, my camera then pops up and I have a frame that you can see kind of superimposed over my screen. And my camera's down here, so I've got that camera. And what I need to do is I need to match up and hold that frame directly over my frame. I'm going to do that one more time just because it happened really fast. I wasn't even looking and trying. So when I'm up here, the frame won't show if I'm not in position. So there's my frame. I move until I'm right over top of it. And I need it to be parallel. Wow. Evidently this is harder than it was last time. I'm shaking, evidently. Really? This is super easy as long as you don't try to do it on camera in front of a bunch of people.
Maybe we did it. There you go. I was going to say up just a little smidge.
I just can't get it to stop. There it goes. I'm literally moving.
So I think if you're having this issue, the best thing to do is to close the app and start again, because it took it right away at the beginning.
Yep, we're just going to go back and we're going to start over because it just,
There you go.
there we go. So there's a picture of the fabric. All right, so we put a piece of tape in there so you guys could see.
Slide it over a little bit this way so they can see that. There we go.
Okay.
All right, so this is the hoop, and that's her iPad.
So that is basically the embroiderable field inside of that hoop. And so you can see that piece of tape that we put in there just for a little bit of placement purposes. And at the bottom of my screen here, it says send to the machine. So I click on that and it sends it. So to have that whole send thing work, there's only one really big rule that you have to follow.
Oops,
and you have to have your device and your machine on the same Wi-Fi signal.
Yes.
That is how they talk to one another. So if you happen to have more than one Wi-Fi signal, in your house, you need to make sure that you're logged into both things on the same one. So we have like a booster, and it's literally its own login.
Yep.
So if for whatever reason, I've switched because I'm in one part of my house and I need to be on this one to get a good signal, if it doesn't match my machine, they will not marry up.
Right.
So make sure that you're on the same one.
Yeah.
That is like the one thing. As long as you have that, it's super easy. We did take some pictures of that whole setup process. So once we walk through this, in case anybody does not know how to actually connect to that Wi-Fi, we'll walk through that too.
Yep. So I'm going to zoom back out in just a minute, but I wanted you guys to be able to see. So what happened was, as soon as Lisa sent that, the machine made a little bit of a noise, and then it says down here, the image was sent from the mobile app. Do you want to update? And I'm going to zoom back out here. And then down at the bottom, I've got a choice of cancel or OK. So I'm going to select OK. And then it says the pattern extends outside of the embroidery frame.
Oh,
okay.
That picked you too big of a design for 4x4. Let's try that again. We're in.
Just make it smaller.
I'm trying.
There we go.
All right.
So if your design is too big for your hoop, it's really smart and it knows.
Yes, unfortunately, it was smarter than me today.
So
all right,
we need to send again.
All right, so once we have that image sent, we can update and click OK.
So all I did was I went to this little button up here, which is a hieroglyphic picture of your cell phone and the hoop.
Which is supposed to be like the fabric photo, if you will.
So now we're selecting OK. Attach the frame used in the image.
All right, so we're literally just doing what it tells us to do. The main thing that you don't want to do is take anything out of your hoop.
Right.
Don't do that, because then that picture that you just took won't be accurate. So you can see the hoop has that piece of tape with that fabric right where I took the picture. Nothing has changed.
Yep. So I came that in. All right. I came that in.
You came that in. Not sure what, that might be hieroglyphics too, but. Really? I'm going to let you keep going because I have no idea what you're trying to say. She came that in, guys.
So I was reading the thing on the screen at the same time.
Oh! That makes so much more sense. So hi, Sandy. You came in late. We'll cover that in just a second. We actually didn't discuss that yet, so you haven't missed that part yet. So we put the hoop in to the machine like it asked us to. So now we're going to hit OK on the screen.
Oh, so here we go. OK. And this is the normal message that you guys are used to getting. The carriage is going to move. So just make sure you're not in the way.
It's just going to basically center position into where center would be. So if I had a larger hoop, it would adjust the embroidery arm so that my needle was in center. That was fantastic. So you can see that the...
I am speaking my own language.
Yes, most definitely.
That's what
Cindy.
happens when you start to read.
So reading and speaking at the same time doesn't usually go so hot.
You guys don't think I'm exaggerating. Somebody wrote this. So I
So
was
hi,
reading
Sandy.
that.
And
At the
trying
same
to
time,
say,
we put the hoop in.
and that's where it came in.
So yes, that's my new language.
Yep. All right. So can you zoom in on the screen again?
I can.
So you can see that my little bird is now over top of my fabric. So the fabric is what's in my hoop, and the tape I put in there as a reference point. So if you had a crosshair, if you had a pocket, if you had whatever it is that you're trying to work around or make sure you are lined up to, I now can see exactly what's in my hoop, and I can move my design to be on top of, in my case, the tape or whatever it is that you have needing to do. I can see exactly where that's going to be on that fabric, whether it's a pocket that I'm trying to make sure I'm not stitching closed, or whether it's a crosshair that I'm lining up to.
So you have all of your editing tools that you can work with now. So like Lisa was saying, if you were trying to, like if that piece of tape was the opening of our shirt and we wanted the bird to be sticking right on top of it, we would be able to go into our layout menu here and we would have our rotate option. So we can rotate that and we can move him around. It doesn't like to rotate when you're in the center. Thank you. So now we could get him so that he is exactly where we want him to be. And we can just keep moving it around until we get him exactly where we want it to be. So,
which we obviously don't have a place that we're trying to.
No, but hopefully you guys can get that concept.
So once you can see exactly where the lines of your fabric or the pocket or the edge of the shirt, the placket where the buttons are at, whatever it is that you're trying to avoid or marry up to, you can see exactly where that's in, in the hoop. So the button that was on the screen will turn, that she pushed to bring that back up, that picture of the cell phone with the little pretend piece of fabric, our hieroglyphics up at the top, we can toggle that image on and off. So once you have it on screen, if you go, okay, I'm where I want to be, and now that fabric is just killing me, I can't look at it anymore, you can toggle that on and off super easy. So it's right there.
Yes, we had a really good question real quick before we get too far. Did you already have the design on the screen when you sent the fabric to the machine? Yes, you kind of need the design to be there.
Yep, because it doesn't, we're not in the editing or any position to add a background picture until we have something set to the screen. So we need to be at least into that editing portion before it will accept an image. Great question though.
Yeah, so pull up your design first, then go to your app.
Yep. So there was a question, a couple bumps up there of where do we get the app? So came in late, where do we get the app? Sandra, that's the came in late question that we had such a good time reading.
With, yes.
So if you are looking on your machine, we've got the wireless symbol that is everybody's hieroglyphic for that, right? So when we press that, it gives us our login information. So this is where you would set up your machine to be on your Wi-Fi. All right. And at the bottom of the page, can you get rid of the comment? There we go. Right at the bottom of the page, right down here, it says app guide. And when I tap that, it actually brings up, and again, we're on a Brother, but this is the same, it would do the same thing on a Mac, on a Mac. Now I'm reading. Okay. On a Babylock, and it would just have the other name of the app here. What these are QR codes that you can use for either an Android or an iOS device. You simply hold your camera right in front of there and it takes you right to that app store, to that app specific page. So you don't have to go search for it. The other way is, of course, typing in My Design Snap on your search bar of your app. And store, whatever that is.
If you don't know how that works, I'll try to show you here. Here is my camera. Ooh, there you go. You can kind of see.
That's the, don't you need to, aren't you an Apple?
I am.
Yeah, go.
I'm trying to get I'm trying to do two things at the same time. So you can see how that yellow thing.
See, there's this yellow guy right there. If we tap that now, it sends us directly to buy that design.
Yes.
In this case, of course, it's free. So
you just have to open your camera.
Yep, it's just the camera. So you're not actually taking a picture. That's what, if you've never used one before, your inclination is going to be to try to take a picture of it.
But you don't need to.
You don't want to take a picture. You just hold your camera with the camera app open and hover over the QR code. The website will pop up on screen. You tap it and it takes you where you need to go.
Yes.
All right. So that is how you can download the design to your device. And to get out of there, I just click my OKs and I'm back to my regular screen. Once we have that on the device on there, we would go through that setup. So should we do that real quick?
Yep, let's do that.
All right. So this is
do you want to try to
zoom in
on the because we don't need the other thing again. Can you reach the zoom?
Well, we will because I'm going to do the...
Oh, okay. Then do you want to hold it there?
I'm good.
Okay,
so we'll just do this. So this is what pops up when you basically open it. So I took a picture. The first thing was taking a picture. I think it was. Maybe it was after this. Maybe it was after. We'll just go with what's on the screen instead of me trying to remember. So the connection guidance is built into the app for setup purposes, and it literally tells you exactly what to do. So turn on the machine and go to that screen that we just did, and then set that up in the machine. So we just showed you how to do that. It tells you to do the same thing in here because without this connection, it doesn't work.
Right.
So you have to have that first. Once you have everything, check your network, make sure that your smart device, which is your iPad or your phone, whatever it is that you're doing, and your machine are connected to the same network. It tells you that right there. All right, very important. And then confirm everything that's the same, and then the machine name will be displayed on the next page. So this is that next page. I just took screenshots while I was setting this up so you guys could see what we're doing. So here is my machine name. As I said, we are working on the XJ1. And if I don't know what the heck I need to do, again, I got here and now I'm like, okay, something didn't work. I can click on that connection guidance and it will walk me through it all again. All right?
Yep.
So this is the lens calibration. Let's go right there. Can you see that?
Yep.
And so it tells me I need to then take a picture of this so that my camera is calibrated to work in the app. That's really what we're doing here. And you'll notice that right there, it shows if you need that sheet, if you've misplaced yours, click here. So I actually didn't have one, which, big surprise. Can you guys imagine a sheet of paper finding itself around this store? So,
shocker.
Right? So I hit that. It sent me to the Brother website. I clicked print and it sent it to the printer, and then you guys saw the piece of paper that I had. So you don't, if you've lost it, no big deal. You can get it back. All right? And then at the bottom, it says begin calibration. And you're basically going to take pictures, and it's going to give you 4 circles. Let me see. I don't know if you guys can see the circles. Can you see them?
Pull back just a little bit. We can see the 2 top.
Okay, so there's 4. There's 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom.
We can kind of see both.
All right, and you're going to line those circles up with the nodes in the center of here. So you're going to line up those circles, and that's how it knows, based on the dots and so on and so forth, the size and the distance of what you have there. So that's photo number 1. You take that picture. You can see my circles are, maybe you can't.
Kind of. Yeah, there you go.
All right. You can see that my circles are lined up. And then it will ask you to do that again. This one, I didn't get a very good picture. But the second picture, the top 2 are more together and the bottom 2 are farther out. So you're doing it at an angle. So it's getting, so in case you're not straight on, it can recognize that too. So once you have completed that, it will tell you that, just like it says there, that you are all set. Information on the lens of your device has been obtained. So you click on that done, and you are then ready to go. And we're back to how to actually take that. So here's that picture that you get holding your photo your photo, your device parallel, just like we were talking about before.
Yes.
So that is that progression of steps to go to set up that device. Once you have the machine on the network, you get your device on the network, and then you marry them together.
Okay, so how about if we do it one more time from the beginning, because it's not difficult, and we'll walk everybody through again. But 2 things you want to make sure of when you start. You want to make sure that you've got your hoop going in the right direction when you are preparing to do this, and you want to make sure that you have your screen, your design up on your screen, and confirm that the design is going to fit in your hoop. And if for some reason it doesn't work right away, what we recommend is you just close that app and open it again.
Yep, that worked really well.
So, you know, if you've ever had an experience with apps, you'll know that sometimes they just hang up, and the best thing to do is to just close it and start over again.
So again, I am on the opposite side of the cabinet, which is why this is turned. You do not want to have it turned in front of you. I am over here. All right, so this is straight in front of me. Just FYI, I know that I'm crooked on camera.
Yeah.
So, but just for clarification, you need it to be vertical in front of you.
Just like her hoop is.
Just like the hoop is, even though it looks kind of sideways in the photo, I'm sideways as well. So, best I can do. So I'm going to use this portion, which is the embroidery, and I am going to tell it to take a picture of what's in my hoop. And I click OK, and then I hold it over, and it takes that picture. And then you can see again, I have that piece of tape that matches that, and then I tell it to send to the machine. It sends, you get a ding on the machine, and the message pops up on screen.
Ta-da! We're gonna select OK, and then it wants you to attach the frame. So nothing's gonna change here until you go ahead and you put your frame on. Again, it's just confirming that you're using the same hoop frame that you just took your picture for.
It doesn't slide as smoothly here. Let me help, because I know you're off to the...
There we go. I didn't take anybody out.
All cameras are still in place.
All cameras are still in place.
So there's the hoop.
The hoop, and...
Came into the machine.
Came into the machine. And we'll tap that button, and it's going to just...
It's going to adjust.
Adjust for us, and then you can see that that image appeared on the screen again. So
that is that simple, and it doesn't matter what size your hoop is. You just need it's set up to work with the hoops with the stickers.
Absolutely.
That's the thing to remember. So that is simply taking a picture, but there's another step.
Yes.
There's a snowman sticker. So
right?
How do we make that work?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So I need my hoop back. And I'm going to come back over here. All right. So I'm going to put the hoop there, but this time I need a snowman sticker. So what this would be for is a positioning in an exact placement somewhere.
Yes.
All right. So these are the snowman stickers. This is the Brother packaging. If you needed to buy more, we also have them available from Babylock. It's kind of interesting. They're packaged actually very differently. This has 8 sheets in it.
A lifetime supply.
A lifetime supply is about correct. The Babylock has, I think, one.
Yeah.
So it's less expensive to buy the Babylock package. But if you know you're going to want a whole bunch of them for whatever reason, I think it's more cost efficient to buy the Brother package because it's a bulk thing, but you'll never go through all of these. You do get a couple sheets with your machine, so they're in that paperwork as well. So here is my beautiful snowman sticker. I've got a crosshair, and I have a dot in its head and its belly. The belly dot is the center, literally, of the design.
So maybe we should take this out of the hoop first and explain the best way to put that in, right? So the whole point...
You got a good angle over there. Go for it. I don't want to knock off the camera.
Right. The whole point of this sticker is, wow, you've got this...
Just pop it out.
I can't. There we go.
I tightened good.
You tightened it really good. The whole point of this sticker, right, is so that if we don't hoop it perfectly centered, the design...
So, wait. You don't hoop perfect?
I'm a sloppy hooper. Are you kidding me?
Do
I
you
have
guys all
tools.
hoop perfect? What, I mean, no?
I re-hooped twice yesterday, so I could be a perfect hooper.
Okay, so that's where I want my design to be. Okay? Everybody
So
can see that.
What that means is that is the center point of where she wants that design to stitch.
Maybe I should put it on I'll put it on my sticker here. Then they can see that better. I want it to be right on that line.
The center to be right on the edge of the tape.
On the edge of the
is
tape.
basically what we're saying.
Yep. So now I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna kind of eyeball it a little bit and try and get it straight-ish, right? And then I'm gonna put it in my hoop and my top.
You're good.
All right.
So what we can see, maybe you can't, but I can, is it's kind of in the middle. But when we bring in the design, it's going to literally be exactly center of the hoop.
Right.
So if we don't make any adjustments, it will stitch, in this case, slightly higher
Yep.
than, because the center of the hoop is more like where his eyeballs are instead of where his tummy is,
Yep.
roughly.
Roughly.
All right, so what this is going to do, I'm going to take the picture the same way, but I've got one additional thing that I need to do first. All right, so we are going to retake the picture, but this time we're going to tell it I'm using a snowman sticker. So
We like to tell it who's boss.
we do on a regular basis. So again, I'm going to go in that same embroidery feature, but at the bottom here, I have an easy or an advanced option. We were working on easy earlier. Now we're going to be advanced. So we're getting fancy. And it says attach your positioning sticker. So that's what advanced means. It means snowman sticker. There's no other reason. That's it. Snowman sticker or no snowman sticker. Easy or advanced. That's is breaking down as we can possibly get it. So it says attach your sticker. All right. And then I'm going to do the same step. All right, so it's now found my sticker. It's taken the picture with the embroidery sticker, and I'm going to send that to the machine. But before I do, no, go over there. You're fine. Yep. I just was going to have you show that snowman sticker button. So if you see this, it's grayed out. That means there's no snowman sticker button available.
Right.
Okay, or picture available. So I'm going to now hit send on my iPad. All right, and it's now sending it to the machine, and it says, hey, do you want me to update that image? Because it's recognizing it. So we go, yep, of course I do.
And it says attach the hoop.
Which I'm trying. All right, so now we're attached.
And then
It's going to center itself again, just like it always does. But what it did this time is it centered itself. Can you go over here?
Yep. So you've got this picture on here and underneath.
And it says align the LED pointer with the center of your positioning mark. So the belly mark is what we want that red dot to now be hovering over. And you've got move arrows here to get exactly correct. So, all right, you can see I am almost exactly on top of it. I don't even know if we can make that any better. I'm going to move it down and to the right just a hair.
It wasn't supposed to be that good.
No, it shifted it.
Oh, okay.
It's getting as close as it possibly can to the positioning
Oh, and now
center.
we're micromanaging it.
We're micromanaging now at this point. So the first picture moves it to almost center of that positioning mark. And now we're allowed to say, yep, you're close, but I need you to go just a hair over here. So now I can't see the black dot underneath that anymore. So we're going to hit OK on the screen. So I used...
She did. So you can see that it says, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. She moved the buttons just a little bit. So
just a hair.
Instead of being
0.3 millimeters down and to the right.
Yep. So we did make a little bit of changes there. And now we're going to say OK.
So what we have is it has shifted that center point in there. And you'll notice that the snowman sticker is now highlighted. So if we wanted to do that again, it knows there's a snowman sticker present because it's no longer grayed out.
Right.
So it's that simple to use your snowman sticker. So should we do one really off so that it's more visual?
Sure.
You want to do that? So I am going to, this hoop is just not being friendly today. I am going to take and, I was just going to say, straighten him out.
I'll straighten him out.
So I am going to move my snowman sticker way off center. All right, so center is up here. Oh, I'm blind. There we go. Center is up here, and I've moved my snowman sticker way down.
I think the
Too
problem,
far down?
skew it
Just turn
instead
it?
of, yeah, because I don't think it'll twist
That's
it.
okay. We can do it that way. So you can see that we're not straight. This is a very bad hooping job. If we put our sticker on and then hooped, we suck.
Yes.
All right. So we can't hoop straight at all. So from a hooping standpoint, if that is the center of my design, I'd actually want it to be sitting in the hoop like this.
Right.
Because that would be center. So you're always going to put your sticker on first and then hoop the design or hoop your fabric,
Yes.
whatever that happens to be. But if I'm a super bad hooper, I can't seem to center anything. So I am just as crooked as all get out. Except I can't get it in there. Okay. All right. So there is, I suck. I can't hoop straight to save my life, right?
Right.
So now we're going to do all of those steps one more time. All right. So we're back to center over there on the design.
We are. Yep.
Okay. So we are going to go for this guy here. I'm back on my embroidery button up at the top. I tell it that. I'm going to go advanced. And I say, okay. There's my picture. And I send to machine. The machine's going to ding here in a second.
Yep. And you're gonna watch that guy. He's gonna.
There he is.
He's gonna get shifty.
He's going to get shifty. So he's going to turn and shift. So, of course, we need a, there we go. I'm in. So we hit OK. And now there is my design. I need to go that way just a notch. Okay.
So you can see you've got that right where we want it to be.
Okay.
Okay.
So I didn't have to move much at all. It literally was right on the
pretty
money
good.
there.
And now you can see. There we go.
The pattern was moved. So I hit the snowman sticker because it recognizes that I have a sticker, a picture with a sticker. So I hit the snowman and it shifts.
Yep, and then we get a really fantastic message here that says the pattern was removed. Remove the embroidery positioning mark. Don't stitch
So
through that.
that means don't stitch through your sticker. You want to take that guy off. So do you want to zoom in so they can see the angle on the design? You can see that our little bird is now standing sideways instead of standing upright.
There you go. So yeah, he's shifty.
He's a shifty little guy. So that is how that works. So Cindy is asking whether we would use the snowman sticker if we want to quilt around a design. So the answer to that is no. The positioning sticker is literally for fine-tuning your position of hooping. So it's literally there to fix hooping errors or to allow you to hoop and not have to worry.
Yep.
Whether you're looking at it as an error or not. Maybe it's just I don't want to have to stress about the perfect hoop.
Right.
So we just go in there and remove that sticker once it's in place because it is going to find that exact placement for us.
Yep.
It has one job. Unfortunately, there's not multiple uses of the snowman. It does work really well for ribbon or like a strapping of some, if you're trying to stitch on something, you get a really exact placement. It works really, really well for that rather than, I think I'm close. You can really get right on the money, but it is literally just for a positioning point.
Yes.
let's see.
Let's show Design Center.
Yes, so that is the picture taking part of that. So that embroidery part, the top of that. So now we're done. I'm going to zoom this back down and see what I can zoom into. Is that too close?
No, I think that's good.
All right. So what we have been doing is either taking a picture of our hoop or taking a picture with a snowman sticker. And that is using this top embroidery feature there. So that's using the embroidery side of the machine. We also have the ability to use this app with our design center. So I'm just going to slide that up a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. We have one, snap a picture with the frame for pattern editing. So this, Cindy, would be what you would want to do. You would want to take a picture of your hoop with your quilt piece in it with the embroidery and go, that way you could see where your design is and go around your design. So that's where you would want to do that. You would want to use that in the design center side.
Yep.
So that's what this one would be here. The other is to select an image for pattern editing. This is how I use this. I think it's really cool. And you can use this on any of the machines that have the design center. They don't, if they have a camera or not, doesn't matter. You can use this feature for sending an image into the machine, into the design center or the IQ designer.
And Luminaire customers also have ability to use this app.
That's right.
They needed one, was it an update or an upgrade to let them do this?
It was an upgrade number 1 or 2.
1 or 2. One of the upgrades gave you the ability to use this part of it. I feel like it might have been 1.
I think it might have been 1.
So if
it was pretty early in there.
Right. If you have a Luminaire, an original Luminaire, original Solaris, and you haven't upgraded it to with the first upgrade that was available, you won't have this feature. But everyone else, if you bought a 2, Luminaire 2 or Solaris 2, this is preloaded in there. You'll have the ability to use this app, as well as the Stellaires and the Meridian and the Altairs.
Yep. So this one here is basically doing what we just did, taking a picture of what is in your hoop, but instead of sending it into the embroidery, we're sending it into the design center.
Absolutely.
That's what this one does. So everything that we just did would be repeated, but we're sending it to the design center instead. But this one's new. We haven't played with option number 2 here yet. So let's talk about that. We can select an image, and I'm just going to select, let's try it down here. I've got a medallion here. I'm just going to grab that design. So you can see I've selected that design. And then at the bottom, I have that same send to machine icon. So any design that you have in your phone, and I say design because it's not actually an embroidered, but it's an image. I say a design, something that you want to stitch.
Yes.
So some sort of something that's caught your eye, and I do this a lot when I'm like bored somewhere, you know, you scroll, oh, that would be fun to make into an embroidery design, and I save that image on my phone. This is where that would come into play. So you can send that image into the design center. So this would be like a clip art or a drawing image, not a picture of me or you, all right? That just to clarify, that won't work. So only those basic images. So I picked this from the pictures in my iPad because that's what we're using. It would be something that you downloaded in your phone or your iPad, whatever it is that you have, and then you would click send to machine. And it will do exactly that. And it says sent to my design center there in the middle. So instead of the embroidery, it tells you you're not going to find that embroidery. You're going to find that in the My Design Center. If you are on a Babylock, it would say the IQ designer.
Yep.
All right. So that is how that works. So something that was already downloaded onto your device and you say, I want to play with this in my machine. We pull that up. We select that portion of the app and we send it. So now here we are. And where on earth did we find that? So I believe it's under the leaf up at the top. And then we have a importing of an image file. So the one that we did is in the wireless. You could also import something right on a USB, and it will always be the last one or the first one in there. So the last one that's been sent in. So the top of the list, is that right? It will show you a picture.
Yeah, it's interesting because of the numerical value.
Yeah.
If it's numerical value,
Maybe
it would
it's
be
the bottom.
this one.
Let's try that one.
But it's not.
Nope. I think it started
at
at
the top.
100,000 and it's working its way backwards.
Yep.
So
It made sense that it was the first one.
Yep. So the one on the top would be the one. So you can see there's that medallion. And then we go, yep, that's what I want to play with. And we hit set. So when we bring that in, what do we want to do with it? We have that image there. And we can then hit...
we got line or image at the top.
Yep.
So
Let's do a line. And then we have arrows that we can adjust. So just like you would with a scanned image, if you have a Solaris, Luminaire, so on and so forth, you would pull that in. And once we have that, you have a line option at the bottom. So you can, I don't think that's changeable here.
Nope.
It's just showing you what it's going to create. So when we hit OK, we now will have a stitch line on each of those lines. And I'm pretty happy with that. I think it got everything that we need. So we go, yep. And now we have a line. If I wanted to color those in and literally create fill stitches or whatnot, I could have a good time with my coloring pad here and color on my machine. That would be a whole crap ton of stitches, but
it would be.
You certainly could do that if you really wanted to. But when we hit next, you'll see what the stitches would actually look like.
We can also turn down the image
Yep.
so that we can see that
What the
there are
stitch lines
actually stitches there. Yeah, let me zoom in a little bit. So you can see it did give us stitches. I'll bring the design back
It's going to
up
look
a
like
little
thicker
bit.
lines a little bit more.
So you
It's
can-
harder to differentiate between. So you
Yep.
have the ability to lighten and darken.
And so I'm
wash
using
that out.
this button down here that has the image. So I'm going to take the image away and we can see that we have lines there. Now, this is a really good one, and it's just lines. But if we were trying to like fill stuff in, you can
might have to do a little editing.
Yeah, you might find that you have like a missing stitch someplace. You can see the stitches are not all perfectly.
It's not got closed lines everywhere.
Yeah. So there might be like a missing little nod or node or nod.
Nod, yes.
a
The land of
missing
nod.
node someplace.
But those would be found very easily by trying to fill it. And you'd be like, oh, nope, there's an opening somewhere. I need to find that.
Exactly.
And then you could zoom in
Ooh.
and
right.
find that. So if we hit that next in the bottom, it will take all of those lines that were created.
Right here.
Maybe I can help if that would help.
I just wanted them to be able to see because it was in the corner.
Gotcha.
And then we can pick and choose the types of line
Right.
drawing.
So
We've got a satin stitch.
we do. And right now, this is the size of that satin stitch. So we have the ability to preview that without any changes. We can hit the preview also in that bottom right-hand corner. And it would show us what that stitch would look like if we stitched it just the way it was without any editing. So that's not bad. It's actually a pretty decent line. Sometimes I like to narrow my line just a little bit because the false satin stitch can sometimes be heavy depending upon what it is. But with this open, it's not a lot of really close lines. It doesn't look bad. So we could stitch that out and not have any issues. But you guys can't see it super easily, but up here, this has 23,781 stitches. And that's without filling in any color. That is a lot of stitches there.
At
So
the top there.
if we had tried to fill in that whole thing with fill stitches, that'd be really, really stitch intensive. So just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should.
True.
So just throwing that out there. The question at the bottom is saying, hey, we're going to leave our design center and now we're going to go over to the embroidery and here's that embroidery design. And it is, we can edit here if we would like to. We still have our photo there because we loaded it. So as long as we leave it there, that's the picture that's been loaded.
And
But
there's
we can toggle that off.
right, and there's really two ways to get completely rid of it.
Yep.
The easiest way is toggle it off,
Just
like Lisa
toggle it
said.
off when you're not going to need it anymore, and it goes away. It doesn't actually go away. It's just not on
Right.
with
And
that button.
really, there's no reason to
There's not.
go through all of the steps to delete it, because as soon as you take a new picture,
It'll delete it. It overrides.
it just overrides it. Yes, but if
So-
you want to know how to do it, you're going to do it in your settings menu here. If we go into here, and
Got it?
I think so. I
So-
always go the wrong way.
I
I should have went
know.
the other way.
It's
So when you go to, on this particular machine here, where did I miss it?
I didn't see it. Screensaver. Does it not have that? Did they get rid of it because it didn't make any sense to keep it? Yeah.
Is it in a thumbnail?
No,
Why did I feel like it was on this page? Okay,
that's the one we started with.
right, and it's
No.
definitely not there. Okay, so now
So-
the only way to get rid of it is
Turning it off.
turn the picture off. So
So on some machines, there's an actual screen here that says background image, and there's a delete button. You can tell we work on this one all the time.
So you can't turn it off any other way
Other than
than
that toggle button at the
right.
top of the screen. So
and we went
that
slow
one.
enough to be
we-
confirmed
yeah,
that. So
it's on,
off.
off. There you go. And the next picture you send over will override what you have there. So there's no need to do anything else anyways,
Absolutely.
as we were saying. So this would be ready to stitch. It would take approximately half an hour in this machine for that size design to stitch. If we hit embroidery, it'll yell at us because my hoop is not large enough. But
Definitely.
definitely
You
not large
cannot
enough.
fit a 9-inch design in a 4-inch hoop,
Absolutely not.
no matter
So
how hard you try.
the app, as you see, is not a big scary monster. You have to use a hoop with stickers. You have to use a hooping that is not hiding the stickers, because that's what it uses to know what size hoop you have. So
Visible stickers.
you have to have those stickers visible in your photo. What that means is you can't have your stabilizer hooped and have your fabric sticking to the top and overlaying over top of those. If you really need to do a photo with something like that, you would have to fold down and up so that you could see those, and you wouldn't get as clear of a photo, obviously, because you would be covering up parts of what you have there. But that would be the only way to make that floating of fabric work, is to fold the fabric in, but then you're covering up most of what you want to. If you have a larger hoop, that might work a little bit, but with a 4x4, you'd be pretty much covering up your whole hoop by folding the fabric in and allowing that. So best rule of thumb is to just not do it that way.
Yes.
But you have to see the stickers, and it has to be a hoop that has stickers. So there are currently 4x4, 5x7, 9.5 by 9.5, and 9.5 by 14 are the 4 hoops that have stickers on them.
Yes.
That's what's options right now.
Yep. It doesn't mean that you can't use your machine with other hoops. Of
course not.
You can definitely use your machine, but the
Just not the app.
app needs those
Stickers
in
to
order to
function
work.
properly.
So that is
the app. So as you can see, it's not hard, but it is a little bit confusing for people that aren't used to doing technique-y things. I made that word up too. Trying to make you feel better.
doing really good. Yes.
I was trying to help.
I was at least reading words.
So the app is really a great thing, and I have used it on my Luminaire to send things into the design center. So it's not just for those that don't have the camera in there. You can use that app portion of the app for the design center if you are in that boat as well.
Sandy said she got a message that says the app will be installed shortly. Been 30 minutes and nothing is happening. So my guess is, Sandy, that you are not in a good enough Wi-Fi
area. Maybe once we log off here and you're not watching us and trying to do that it'll have enough bandwidth to download that. That would be my stab in the dark.
Yep.
So the it's really a great feature out there, and hopefully that took some of the fear and the confusion out of how that app works.
Yeah.
There is a second app that we did not discuss, and that is just a monitoring app. It doesn't actually send stuff. It's just to tell you, hey, I need attention kind of piece.
Thread stopped, change the color, yada, yada, yada.
But for clarification, you do have to have that Wi-Fi piece. So it's for those that have that Wi-Fi feature. And the basic piece was intended for those that don't have the camera like this machine that we're sitting in front of today.
Absolutely.
So,
and that's it, right?
I think that's all.
All right. We'll see a bunch of you tomorrow.
And one more last thing. Marge, you are correct. It is not for the Dream Machine because of the Wi-Fi feature. So yes, that is correct. So
The Dream Machine also has a camera.
It does have a camera. So the pulling in the pieces, but you can always pull an image in from a USB.
stick.
So
Yeah.
you have the access to all of those things. They're just in a different place. So
Absolutely.
tomorrow morning, if you would like to ask questions about Cup of Cheer or just, right, absolutely, bring them, you bet. Join us at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're going to basically start at the beginning of the book and say, okay, this is how I tackled it. She's going to give some input, and we're going to give you guys some suggestions as to where to start, how to prep, and
Where to go?
Where to go from there, because we're good at telling people where to go. So thanks for spending your afternoon with us, and
Absolutely.
we'll see some of you tomorrow and the rest of you next week. So thanks. Take care. Have a great one.